Good day, viewers, and welcome to Issues Beyond Borders on TVRC. My name is Oshoki Kiola Akinola, and with me in the studio today is Dr. Akintunde Salmi Vincent. Today we're going to be talking about the ongoing crisis between Israel and Hamas. So, straight to the point, sir, do you see a meaningful end to this war?
Yes, as a matter of fact, although things have actually happened over time, people have been killed in their numbers. Over 40,000 Palestinians have been killed, 1,000 plus from the side of the Israelis, and again 90-something thousand injured Palestinians. So, but over time, we've seen how the likes of Anthony Blinken, the Secretary of the State, has paid a kind of not really obeisance, but visits to that particular region for 9 consecutive times now, visiting that Middle East, that region, from Qatar to from Qatar to Israel to Mahmoud Abbas, the Palestinian Prime Minister. So he has been doing his best to consult, to negotiate, and to put things to make sure that the war comes to an end. And again, not just on the part of Anthony Blinken alone, even the Qatari Prime Minister, the Foreign Affairs Ministers, and from also the side of the Egyptians, they've all been, consulting, negotiating to make sure that the war comes to an end.
Okay, sir. So I would like us to focus on how this war affects us in Africa as a continent. And you said Egypt, because Egypt has played an important role in both negotiation and delivering of aid into Gaza. That's where the war is actually taking place. So what do you view of Egypt's involvement? Because I can say they are the only African country that have supported, that we can say yes, they are directly involved in the war.
Well, I think, in my opinion, don't forget Egypt borders Palestinians. There's a crossing in between the two, Rafah crossing. So definitely whatever affects your brother affects you too. So they cannot just turn a kind of a blind eye. And don't forget the fact that Palestine is also part of the Arab League. Egypt also belongs to the Arab League, the Arab communities. So they are also affected. But on a larger scale, I think it also affects not just Egypt alone. It affects all and sundry.
I would like you to put more detail on how it affects Africa as a whole.
Well, now if you look at it security-wise, don't forget that there's this war in code. I mean, is has its own generic connotation of a proxy war. Yeah. Proxy war. It is believed that there is a kind of a syndicate, a link between other Arab nations, the likes of Lebanon, the Hezbollahs in Beirut, the Hamas, I mean the Houthis in Yemen, and again even in Syria is not left behind. They are all believed to be under the umbrella of Iran. So Iran happens to be the coordinating head. So some people, it's a proxy. So we have our own issue in Africa. We have the issues of Al-Shabaab in Somalia, and some part of Kenya. We have the issue of ISWAP in the western part of Africa. We also have the Boko Haram in Nigeria. So if this continues, they will always. I mean, so many of them want to strengthen the way they want to strengthen what I call the syndicates. They want to strengthen all this. They want to become formidable syndicate-wise, because now they believe that some people will always be somewhere to finance you. Some people will always be somewhere to look into the affairs of your nation, even if you are not capable. So security-wise is a problem. Economic-wise is another problem. For lately, you will notice that the production rate, don't forget, most of the African nations we have to manage our way out of COVID-19.
Yeah.
And after COVID-19, the Russian-Ukraine crisis.
Stop
All this, Russia is one of the largest producer of oil. Ukraine is one of the largest producer of wheat and some other food. And in Africa, we are more or less like our consumption rate is very high. Consuming virtually everything that is consumable for survival. Why all this production? Now back to Israeli and Palestinian.
Yes.
Economic wise, you should know that it definitely affect the level of production of most of the African states. What's it called? Even the stock market definitely will definitely affect the, because there's always a chain surrounding the way stock is being set in motion for those who are, I mean, those in the economic terrain. So, and again, if you look at the oil production too, oil will definitely affect all this, because the world is a global village. It's a global village. Whatever affects, especially the international players and the international communities, then will definitely affect them. And there's what we call the East versus West mentality. So people believe that if you are fighting with Palestine, that happens to belong to the Arab League, you are fighting to the whole Muslim community. That's why you say in London, those who are parading, those who are protesting, they are predominantly the people in the Muslim. I mean, they are others. I won't say we will shy away from the fact that others also join them, because we are talking about humanity here. But generally, you notice that most of the Islam, most of the Muslim practitioners, they are always in Germany, in Berlin. I mean, in Berlin. Okay, Germany generally. Let me just not Berlin alone. In London, in France, they are all, every time when you switch on to your television, you see Palestinian flags everywhere, predominantly the Muslim. And some people also believe that the West, some pitch their tentacle with the West. Some will tell you that, why do you want to start what you cannot finish? When you are the first to make a kind of approach, you are the first to kill the Israelis, irrespective of the numbers. And now Israelis are killing them, are killing other people. They are killing people they are killing people, those who have, a kind of appraisal, reprisal attack. Okay. After the October 7, Israelis set their own this thing and they started bombarding the Gaza, killing people in their numbers on daily basis. But the word killing generally should, ought to have been avoided. So people will tell you that, why you have to do something like that? So it is what you don't start what you cannot finish. Those who are supporting from the Western cronies, the Western allies. So in my opinion, I think the East versus West mindset or kind of is also another issue. Okay, another one is what I call the tendency for escalation. Now this war, like I said, Hezbollah has been caught. They are in the middle of the crisis also. Yeah. As was it a few days ago, we heard about the bombardment of some border region in that part of the country. So, and even who never can tell in Africa, there is some people who just carry out some terrible attack in the name of saying Israelis is in the name of supporting the Palestinians. Like I just thought that we still have our own battle to deal with. The likes of Al-Shabaab and the likes of and the issue of winner and loser. For example, some people are selling gold. Gold has been on, the price has skyrocketed all of a sudden. Why that of petroleum product has dwindled? They are dwindling because of the same crisis, not just in Russia or Ukraine alone. It also encapsulates that of Israeli and Hamas.
Okay. Thank you very much, Doctor. I think you've covered virtually everything and why we as Africans should be at alert and know what is happening over there, because we don't know and we can never say what might happen. Thank you guys for listening. See you soon.